guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video is very different to anything I've ever done before. On my channel I like to keep it quite positive and, you know, fun and all that kind of stuff. Before I start this video, I want to say some of this stuff in this video is quite sensitive to some viewers. It may be a little bit confronting for you if you struggle with mental illness or anything along those lines of. It might not be the best video for you, so just pre-warning anyone that might think that this might be a little bit hard to watch. Okay, so I've been trying to film this video for I would say more than 6 months. It's a video that I feel you have to do correctly, and it's not topic nor a video that I can take lightly or half-ass it. I feel like I need to, you know, do it properly. Therefore, that's why I just have been putting off this video for so long to do. It's just a very hard video for me to film, but I feel like it's important to get out there. So I'm going to kind of break this video up into little sections and then say what my whole point of this video is. So a brief introduction is I want to try and start, I'm not going to say a movement, but I don't really know what else to call it. It's not a movement, called Dedicated To. Now this video is going to be really hard to film. My message and my intention behind making this Dedicated To is just to spread the word of mental illness and the whole lot that comes with it. I feel like mental illness has been quite a taboo subject in a sense, and people over time through society's pressures have just suppressed emotions and like told to put on a brave and happy face to like front, and then you never know what someone else is going through because they suppress all their emotions. Even some of their close friends and family have no idea what someone's going through. So I feel like I really want to encourage the discussion of mental illness and talking about your emotions and talking about your struggles through this video. So that's hopefully what this movement will do. Now, I am not going to sit here and say I'm an expert on this topic at all. I'm not trained in this, I'm not at all. But I have done so many months of research and stuff like that, so I know I have some accuracy behind what I'm saying, rather it's just like an empty statement. I'm not going to bring out a whole lot of facts and stuff because that's just not my vibe. It wasn't my vibe in school, so it's not going to be my vibe now. So I'm speaking just on behalf of Australia, but I know it's so much greater worldwide obviously. But there is over 65,000 people that attempt suicide a year in Australia, and it's one of the leading causes of death within Australians between 16 and 44 years of age. And it's found that you're more likely to take your own life rather than getting hit by a motor vehicle. In 2017, about 75% of people who died of suicide were male, and the other 25% were female. Now that brings me to my point. Generally, the statistics have come out saying that males are more likely to commit suicide than females. I feel like it kind of stems, this is obviously just my personal opinion on it. It's not, there's no facts or something behind it. That's just my view. I'm not saying I'm correct, I'm just saying what I'm thinking. I feel like that kind of stems from the societal pressures over the years that men are supposed to be tough and strong and they're not supposed to talk about their emotions. They're supposed to be the tough macho kind of man who deals with everything, cops it on the chin. And I feel like that's really toxic. Like, that's got to change in order for people to grow. It's really important to talk about, to diminish this taboo subject of mental illness and struggles and suicide, that we really encourage talking about our emotions and talking about if you're just having a really shitty time, that's okay. You're bound to have it once in your life at least. I know I've had more than one, but it's really important to talk about it to your friends, to your family. If you don't really feel like comfortable talking about it, I know personally I really found it hard to talk about when I struggled because I would feel bad. I would feel bad that I was, you know, putting it on to someone else, or I felt bad that I was, you know, showing a sign of weakness. I found it better to just keep it to myself. And to an extent, sometimes if you want to keep stuff to yourself, that's so fine to do. But when you're struggling, your friends care for you, your family cares for you. There is people in this world that care about you, and even though sometimes at your lowest lows you feel like no one gives a shit, no one's there for you, there's always someone in this whole world that's built up of billions and billions of people. There's always one person that cares about you. But I'm not going to sit here and say talking about your emotions and talking about how you're feeling and expressing yourself to anyone really is gonna solve everything. Mental illness is a much deeper issue to a lot of people, but I want to try and open up the conversation about mental health and talk about it a bit more. We can hopefully make a little bit of a difference, and a little bit is just, I want to make some difference at least. So again, if you feel like you don't want to talk to anyone, there are so many places you can talk to. There's Lifeline, Beyond Blue, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff that I'll link down below. So kind of bringing to my next point, if you think one of your friends is suicidal or has, you know, is struggling a little bit, and you feel like you don't really know how to talk to them, and you feel like you don't want to say the wrong thing, you don't want to set them over the edge, you don't really know what to say, and you just kind of want to know like what things to look out for, I'm going to read this off the Lifeline thing. These are the things that they say to look out for, or if you're worried about someone and they might show these signs: relentless and increased agitation, emotional outbursts, withdrawing from people that they usually would connect with, withdrawing from regular activities such as work or school, describing feeling helpless, hopeless or worthless, not wanting to do things they usually enjoy, increased use of alcohol or drugs, not responding to messages, calls or emails and being really distant, and then talking about not being around anymore. On top of that, there might be pain or disabling physical illness, ongoing mental health difficulties, relationship or family problems, heavy use of alcohol or drug, job or study related stress, traumatic event including natural disasters, loss or death of family or friends, financial worries, loneliness and isolation, and then life changes such as divorce or moving. So obviously there's a lot of things that I didn't list on there, but that's just some of the main ones that they cover. And if you really don't know how to help them, these are just some suggested ways just to listen to them. Some people just need someone to listen to them. They don't need an opinion, they don't need anything, but they just need someone to listen. I know that was really helpful for me to encourage them, because some people just feel like they're in the lowest of lows. They need someone, you know, their hype man might help. And then ask them if they're feeling suicidal. If you feel like it's come to a really serious situation and you feel like you're very worried about the person, this is something that you have to tread really lightly, but it says here to ask them directly if they're thinking about suicide. It needs to be a direct question that can't be misinterpreted. Are you having suicidal thoughts? I'm really nervous about this video, to be honest. I don't know how this is going to go down. It is very personal for me. So, and I don't talk about any of this stuff on any social medias. But again, that comes to my point. I want to remove the taboo kind of topic of it all and talk about it and make it well known and open up the conversation. I'm going to explain my movement. So I've kind of done some brief background. But my movement, it's not a movement, but I don't really know what else to use it as. So dedicated to, I have kind of come up with this idea that it's just this little message saying like there'll be a dedicated to and then an empty space, and within the empty space you're going to enter someone's name that you feel like needs a little bit of extra support, or someone that you just love and you want them to know that you're caring for them and that you're there for them. It can be past, present, doesn't really matter. In my case, I'm dedicating this to my dad. Gonna try and not cry as much as I can in this video. In 2013, my dad passed away due to mental illness. It was a very big shock for my family, and we didn't really know that he was struggling prior. It was so surreal to me. Like, you hear about mental illness and suicide so much, but you don't really think that it's as naive as it sounds. You don't really feel like it's going to happen to you. It feels like a TV show, you know. There's like NCSI and stuff like that, and there's murders and stuff. You never ever really think that's going to happen to you. It's just fictional. But when it does happen to you, it's kind of a bit surreal, for me at least. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but it was very hard for me. And there was a lot of emotions that came with it. It was really hard to grasp my head around. And then came obviously like sadness, because you've just lost someone that's a massive part of your life, and someone that you think that you're supposed to outlive. But sometimes it doesn't end up that way. That whole experience, it definitely opened up my eyes to the whole mental illness discussion, and I definitely wanted to do something about it. A little idea behind it was obviously inspired by my dad. We didn't really know that he was struggling, and obviously we would have done anything we could to help him if we knew that we could have been there for him. I wish that we could have, you know, known. And sometimes there is no way to know, because some people get really good at hiding things. But that's where I come in and I start this movement. So dedicated to, you can say anyone you want. Your mum, your mum, your dog, your sister, your brother, your best friend, your aunt, your cousin, anyone that you love, or it might even be a stranger. Doesn't have to be someone you know. You're gonna enter their name or brother or title, or, you know, keep it anonymous. That's completely up to you. You're gonna enter that name, and then you're gonna send that to that person. Enter the blank into the person that you want to send it to, and then send it to them. You don't have to say anything with it. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to have this big spiel about what it means and stuff like that. The sentiment behind it is that you're giving it to someone. That's kind of a token of you're there for them. You're listening to them, you care for them. It's just for that person that you feel like is struggling, or even if it's someone that you just love or love being around. It's just for them to know that they're appreciated. Just being that kind of, that reassurance that you're there for them, you love them, and it doesn't matter what. You can obviously do multiple, you don't have to just do one person. I'm going to dedicate this video to my dad, and then going forward I'm going to dedicate this to one of my friends, and hopefully it encourages people to open up about their struggles, and just for them to know that people are listening and people care. Hopefully it does some good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This video was really important to me, and something that I felt like I needed to speak upon, especially now within isolation. People are left to their own thoughts, and sometimes that becomes a bit overwhelming for people. So just know that you're not alone. Even though you may be isolated in your house right now, you are not alone. People care about you. People want to listen to you. People cherish your place on this earth. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to head over to my Instagram to get the dedicated to photo, so you can send it to someone if you want to, or just have a look at. I've created a little bit of a dedicated to video that I'm going to put at the end of this video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully this opens up a bit of discussion about it. And again, before I leave, if you feel like you know someone, or if you personally are going through something right now and you just need to talk to someone, I'm going to link a whole bunch of sources down below, like Beyond Blue, Lifeline, etc., to call them. They are trained professionals to help you with anything that you may need. I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.
Always have fast with it, Jason.
Mum, I've made movies before. Good one. Skippy's in here now. There's Elizabeth. Hello, Elizabeth. Good. Elizabeth's wearing blue. And this is the room.
I got that fast, Jason. You're warning it.
And there is Mom. What's that? A puzzle.
And until now the road is all I've ever known. I can't say I've ever felt at home. And I've been hanging on to every single word. And every moment lost or just misunderstood. I don't think I've ever been this near. But you wrap your arms around my heart just like you always do. And the light in your eyes is my only truth. And wherever I've been, I'll come running back to you. And if you decide you needed proof, well, with all I had left, I would give it all for you.
Come across the line first in the middle of the highway. It will be up in about 10 to 15 minutes.
I could speak, I'd tell you everything I know. Each passing moment you become more beautiful. I keep searching blindly for the words. So I collected all the things we left unsaid, built a tower that reached a mile above my head. From all the way up here I see the earth. But you wrap your arms around my heart just like you are.